Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Father Stove, where we promote fatherhood through building men. As always, we're so happy that you took the time out to spend this moment with us. Now, we're here for another episode where we've been talking about men's health during this month of January, and we're praying and hope that we'll share something with you that have encouraged you to be a better stewards of your body. No doubt, it is God's will that we prosper and that we be in good health, even as our soul prosper, according to John 2. So let's be about what God desires and requires of us as far as this body. And the reason that I'm having this conversation is because I've seen so many come across so many family and friends who have really succumbed to diseases that it's a possibility if they had been better stewards of their body, it could have been avoided. So we're so thankful, though, for those of you who are taking the time to watch. And we're praying, God, that the information that we provide you will be beneficial to you and helping you. So we've talked about heart health. We've talked about cancer. Now tonight we're going to talk about diabetes. No diabetes for me, right? And before I go any further, first of all, I want to ask you that if you are watching and you have not subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, we're going to encourage you. Will you subscribe for us? Help us out, please. We certainly would appreciate it. And while you're there, how about go ahead on and comment, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing here, how much you appreciate our content here on this and on this platform, and like and do share. Even if you're watching by Facebook, right? Go ahead and tag someone and let them know, hey, a Father Stove is on, and we're sharing some good information over here. But anyway, we're going to talk about diabetes tonight, but before we go, I get into it. I want to say this first of all. We're going to play a small, short video. I'm going to go to my favorite doctor, Dr. Price, of course. But before we play this video of him, I want to say this. I'm no doctor or anything like that, and this has been a pleasure for me, as well as has been very informative, right? Now, but when it comes to diabetes, I'm like, man, I just feel like diabetes is right up there with cancer. And it may be even to a greater magnitude for the very simple reason that diabetes can have so many effects to the body, can affect the body in so many ways. And again, we're doing this. I want to encourage all of my brothers out there, all of you, no matter who you are, right? Hey, we got to take better care of ourselves, because again, like I stated on one video, our family need us. They need us. They want us to be around, and we should not, because we're neglecting our body. We're not doing those things that is necessary, as far as seeking physical, attending to the doctor, especially when you're up in age. Even, I thank God for 65 years of life to as of November of last year. And as I'm getting older, I realize that the need why I need to have more doctor visits. And as I stated, I at least go get checked out every quarter, 3 to 4 months. And there was a time when I had some health issues that came up, but I'm grateful to God that I've taken the necessary need and I've been responsible, and I've taken the necessary uh, process and things to do to get my body, shall I say, to its rightful health. So I'm grateful for the information that I've been able to attain, and I just want to encourage all of my fathers, my brothers, my uncles, my nephews, cousins, all of you. You know who you are. That, hey, do right by yourself. All right, it's important. So, but we're going to get into this thing about diabetes. But Dr. Price, he really shares some good information. I'm not going to play his entire video, but the video that we are going to share with you, a portion of it. We want you to know that if you want to see the whole entire video, we put this link in the description, and there you can go and watch it for yourself. And I encourage you, listen, go ahead on and watch some of his other videos too, because it's very informative. Very informative. And we're talking about you doing what is necessary as a man that's going that if you say you love your family, if you say you love your wife, you love your children, you love your parents, and you as a man, if you say you love them, then what they're going to appreciate your love. They're going to appreciate the love that you have for them by you doing what is necessary for you. And as I stated, diabetes, man, diabetes is a wicked disease, if you ask me. And we're going to get into why I say that. But we're going to run this video with Dr. Price right now. So go ahead and roll that video for us, please.
To the channel once again, where we talk about all things health and healing from a holistic perspective. And today will be no different. Today we're going to talk about the foods you need to avoid if you're either pre-diabetic or diabetic, or you have a loved one who is either or you're trying to prevent going into the state of pre-diabetes or diabetes. Now, here's why this is so important. They did some recent statistics, and they've come up with a statistic that is really mind-blowing. 50% of Americans are either pre-diabetic or diabetic. Now just think about that for a second. Half the population is either pre-diabetic, meaning on their way to having type 2 diabetes, or either diabetic. Now this is really important because diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure, not just kidney disease, but kidney failure, meaning you're on dialysis. You can see in our neighborhoods, especially in urban neighborhoods, dialysis clinics are just as prevalent as McDonald's are today, okay? Number two is one of the leading causes of blindness as well too. Also the leading cause of amputation. Also one of the leading causes of heart disease and stroke. As a matter of fact, somewhere between 50 and 80% of diabetics end up having a stroke or a heart attack, okay? And it's also one of the leading causes of disability, so being disabled, and also the 7th leading cause of death, okay? So just think about that. This is one condition, that isn't as sexy as the other conditions like heart disease or, cancer. So nobody's doing the walks for diabetes, but diabetes is literally affecting 50% of the population. And in this video, I won't dive into, the pathology of diabetes, but in this video, I really want to let you know about the foods you need to avoid. Now,
you see what I'm saying? Before I started watching this and researching about diabetes, I didn't know that it can also lead to blindness. So it's important, even if, okay, so if you're diabetic, right? And if 50% of Americans are diabetic, it's a possibility that you are diabetic and you don't know it. That's why it's important that you go and have a physical. And though, however, this is the thing what I'm, because of a family member in our family, a member in our family that we noticed who was diabetic. They struggled not to eat the things that they should not have been eating. And we know that a lot of diabetics do that. They will eat foods that they know they should not have, and they will still eat it anyway. But I know you care more about yourself than that, especially when you know that it leads to amputation, right? Kidney failure. That means then you would have to be put on a dialysis machine. I think it's every other day. 3 times out of the week, you might find yourself having to go on. Do you really want to live like that? And I can tell you right now, I personally haven't had that experience, but I've had that experience through loved one and through some, family friends. And I've seen what they have had to go through. And I can tell you now that that is not a pleasant experience. And you don't want to do that for yourself. Now, I know that me talking about men's health may not be the most popular topic that I might be doing here on this broadcast. And it's interesting that I was my doctor that I was attending because it was a little while back, maybe a year or two ago. I had talked to him about coming on the show to talk about men's health. And ironically, he said, "What for?" Now, the thing is, the reason that, and I asked him, why did he say that? And this is what he said. He said, men have to decide what they want to do for themselves. He said, I have couples come in here, the wife will come in here and talk about what the husband, what's going on with the husband. And she'll do everything that she can to get them in here. They'll come in here, but they still won't do for themselves. They won't take the initiative or what have you. That's not right. That is not right. It's unfair to them. And why we as men deal with this, struggle with going to the doctor, it behooves me. We will make time for everything else. We will make time to watch football, spend 3 hours watching football, or maybe baseball, or hanging out, going clubbing, if that's what you do, whatever it is. But we won't take time to go and get a physical. This is serious. This is a serious matter. You don't want that. And especially if you have children, you don't want your children to lay you to rest at when they are young. And you may not even get to see them graduate, or they have children because you neglected your body and you're going on. And you're no longer around. You have transitioned. You know, it says we got a comment says that another thing that's important, that if you've been no. Move the cursor for me, please. Yeah. Another thing that's important, if you've been given a diagnosis of pre-diabetes, you have 3 months to try and turn it around. You simply have to change the way you eat and drink, and that is true. That is true. So with that said, you can. I have been pre-diabetic at one time, but I stopped eating a lot of food. And somebody said, "Well, man, it's hard." No, it's not. Not if your mind is made up. The only thing that's hard to you is the desire to break that wheel of feeling that you got to have this or you have to have that. So let's talk about some things. I'm going to go through this real quick. And now we found out that this was some little notes that I pulled, was able to gather in reference to that number one, that diabetes occurs when the body doesn't produce enough insulin, or when cells don't respond properly to insulin. Now, Dr. Bobby, he had in one of his videos, he talks very well. He gives a nice, good breakdown of what that is and what that is like. But what this does is that it causes our blood sugar levels to rise and sugar to build up in our bloodstream. So the sugar itself, I guess it can cause blockages. Okay, so the causes of this, genetics, such as a family history of diabetes, can also increase our risk. Lifestyle, being overweight or obese, eating unhealthy foods and being physically inactive can contribute to diabetes. The other causes is hormonal changes, such as pregnancies, but another syndrome they call Cushing syndrome. These are things that can cause or lead to di- di- diabetes. Pancreatic damages. That's another one. Immune systems. Have an immune system. Type 1 diabetes, the immune system attacks the insulin producing cells in the pancreas. It also causes another causes of diabetes when you have sleep problems, like we have sleep apnea, which can disturb or disrupt the hormones in our bodies, that control our blood sugar. Other factors that come into play, such as age, ethnicity, non-alcoholic fatty liver diseases, gastro-diabetics, pre-diabetics. All these things are important, right? And these are things that can happen to us. There was a quote that Dr. Bobby said. He said that there is no healing in modern medicine. there is a difference between treatment and healing. So some of the things, and this is something I encourage you to be very careful of, that, one of the things I know, that we have doctors or we have a pharmaceutical that will definitely push medication. And really, all medication does is treat the symptoms so that you do not feel what you're feeling. You don't want to go through what you are going through, okay? But there's a cause, there's abnormal cause in the body that's causing you to have a headache or feeling whatever. And that's why the physicals are going to the doctors, get examined, is essential so you can find out, hey, where am I malfunctioning that is causing my feet to swell or my hands to swell or this or that there. So then instead of treating the symptom, you can treat the cure. So and then when you look at treatments, as far as when it comes down to um, uh, uh, being healed, treatments is something that manipulates our biochemistry, right? And healing, though, in itself is a correction of our biochemistry, meaning that it restores the body back to its original state. So that's what happens, right? So some of the things, let's get into some of the things we need to stay away from. One of the things is refined carbohydrates, carbohydrates that have been processed just to remove fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What they are sometimes called, they refer to as empty calories because they provide little nutritional value. So some examples of refined carbohydrates are white bread, white rice, pasta, bagels, pastries, breakfast cereals. How many like breakfast cereals? I used to love Frosted Flakes. I don't eat them no more. I've been stopped eating them because I think they started doing something to them. They never taste the same, like the old days. So another one I liked that was Raisin Brands. I used to love Raisin Brands. But this was the thing though. I would never eat Raisin Brands, man. I had to put my sugar in it. I had to add sugar to it. And man, it'd be so good, right? I don't eat that no more. As a matter of fact, I eat no breakfast cereals anymore. So, and I don't miss it. I really don't. Another thing we got to stay away from is crackers, like eating crackers, fruit juices. Y'all might have seen a little live video that I did about a lot of fruit juices, the public juices, right? Well, those of you who may live in Florida area, you know about the public juices. They used to buy 2 or 3 of them, put them in the house. Can't do that no more. So we got to stay away from it. So let's talk about how refined carbohydrates affect the body, right? Refined carbohydrates are digested quickly and cause blood sugar levels to spike. They can lead to increased hunger and also cravings. So you know how it is. Well, let me keep going. So because I don't know, well, anyway, yeah. But over time, though, eating too many refined carbohydrates may cause the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, and heart disease, right? So, how do we define carbohydrates? Refined carbohydrates are often soft in texture. They may also be high in artificial sweeteners, added sugars. I was at the gas station today, and I did this because of what I heard Dr. Bobby said, right? And he said this. He says that he said this there are like over 70 types of sugars. And the thing of it is, the reason why a lot of times we won't notice them because they have changed the names in them, right? So I'm in there getting a receipt for the gas that I had purchased, and I'm standing in line, and I picked up a bar, a candy bar. Now it was what they call granola bar, right? And I said, okay, let me nibble on this here to until I can get something to eat, right? And I looked at the back, and it had 8 grams of sugar. 8 grams. You should saw how little smaller bar the bar was. The candy bar was. And then it says this, which made no sense, added 7 grams of sugar, right? Wait a minute. You got 8 grams here, but then you add another 7 grams. So I, by listening to Dr. Bob, I'm like, well, what other types of sugar is the 7 grams? Now you all may say, well, that's nothing. It should, in essence, it's small. It shouldn't matter that much. But can you imagine? So right there was 15 grams of sugar, and probably some sugars that we shouldn't even be eating anyway, right? So you might grab 2 or 3 or 4 of them. The next thing you know, you done consume 75 grams of sugar, just like that. So it adds up. It matters. So listen, with everything you eat, I want to encourage you, right? You must check the facts, look at the labels, read the nutritional facts and the ingredients on the back of packages. And we got a lot of the ailments and sicknesses in which that we are encountering, right, is because we have created or we have an unhealthy diet. And that just doesn't work. Food, I'm sorry to say, a lot of the wrong food is really, I don't know if I can, well, I mean, if you two have a problem with it, they got a problem with this. They're killing us. They really are. So, but we could turn it around. And I'm just encouraging you, do your research. Do your research. If you're pre-diabetic, do your research and heal yourself. Dr. Price has a video. He says the number one healing for you, your body, is you. And what that requires you having the right mind, the right mindset to know, you know what? No. If this is what I've been diagnosed with, and then like I said this, I'm not claiming it. I will not claim a sickness on my body. I will not speak I have. I will not ever, ever, ever say that. Right? But I would acknowledge, okay, if that's what they say that I have, then let me do what I need to do. Right? I cannot tell you the last time. I used to love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Favorite go-to. That fill you up in a hurry, man, when you're hungry, right? You got to go real quick. I couldn't tell you the last time I had one of them. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a slice of bread. Bread, rice, a lot of things that I even like potatoes, right? And I used to love eating potatoes. Man, I'd get in there and cut up potatoes and make my own French fries. I stopped. I stopped doing it. I pulled back so much till so funny, man. My wife had went to cook some potatoes for a meal and potatoes went bad because we just weren't eating them. We just were not eating them. So you gotta read the labels. Read the labels. You know what? You can change. You can heal. And one of the things I would say to and encourage you, listen, please don't put your family through that, man. I'm gonna sit up a little bit and look at you straight. Man, come on. Come on. You're not that busy. You are not that busy that you cannot take better care of yourself. Right? You're not. Man, if you're dealing with heart condition, okay, so what? Fix it. And I like natural. I like natural ingredients. I like the herb. My understanding as far as the Bible is concerned, the healing is in the land. Eating the right fruits, and of course, staying away from foods that we should not eat. I share with you all how that one time, I came across this book. It's a book that my mother had shared with me. I wish I had a picture of my mother in action. And she eats very healthy. She juices. She does a lot of juices for herself. She do a lot of green leaf stuff. And I'm telling you, man, she looks great. My mother looks great for 85 years old. Let me see if I can pull a picture of this. And I'm like, and she gets around at 85 years old without any assistance at all. No canes, no walkers, nothing of that nature. And that's because she takes great care of herself. Great care of herself. So guess what? You can do it too. Because I know, hey, that's what I'm on. I'm trying to get there. I'm going to get there. I want to look as good as my mother looked. But man, you can do it. Let's stop mistreating ourselves. Let's stop mistreating our bodies. It's important that we stop that. It's not fair. Let me see if you can see this. I don't know. Let's see, get in the camera here. That's my mother. I don't know. It might be the best shot. She looks cute, don't she? 85. This is a picture she took yesterday. Yeah, with her hot self. No, I shouldn't have said that. But my mama's a beautiful person, man. Inside and out. Yeah, and I'm not just saying just because she's my mother. Yeah. But that she looks good. But she takes care of herself, And she's my inspiration. And I want to be your inspiration, man. We don't have to leave here before our time. We don't. And again, like I said, I know this may not be a flashy conversation or topic, but I believe it's one of the most conversations that we can be having on a Father's Note. I certainly believe that because I want our brothers to live. I want you to live. I do not want you to leave here before your time simply because you neglected your body. And we have this thing about, I'm gonna say this, then we're gonna get off of here. We have this thing about us where it's that, I'm macho, I'm man, or we hit a little pain, or it's no big deal, or whatever. Man, let me tell you something. When I incur something in my body that hadn't been there before, I'm gonna get checked out. I make my own appointments. I call my doctor and I would make my own appointments because I do not want anything creeping up on me. Nothing. And I told you 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, but I caught it early. Today, as I sit here talking to you, I am cancer free. And I did a holistic. So there are ways and things out there that you can do in order to fix your body. Stay away from sodas. Let me tell you another thing, these energy drinks. Please stay away from them. They don't do nothing but cause your heart to race. They load it with sugar. They put you on a real big high, then boom, you come crashing down. They let you down. You got to take better care of yourself. You can. Don't abuse your body, gentlemen. Do not abuse your body. I don't want my children to have to wait on me hand and foot. I want to be able to I want to be able to be excited, man. Be able to hang with them. There's some things right now today I don't do like I used to do. I used to throw the football with them, play basketball, and like kind of stuff. Nah. See when you see brothers, y'all know fathers. When you're on top, you got to go out on top, man. You don't never go out there and you challenge them. Next thing you know, I beat your dad. No, you ain't do that to me. You gonna always. Yeah, but hey, want to encourage, still be active though. I'm active. Hey, just being able to even go to the park or go to the game and watch them play. My grands watch them play basketball, whatever. Man, that's my kick. I enjoy it. I enjoy it to the hilt, man. That's my exercise. So hey, yeah, even with that, do walking, man. Get up early in the morning, get you some walking in, get you a few steps in, go and get you something. Just don't let your body go, please. And try to maintain your weight, whatever. So, but that's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna be here long, but it's important, man. And please if you don't mind, share this with your loved ones. Ladies, share this with your loved ones. Sometimes you may have to just go ahead on and make that appointment for them. You may have to do that. Well, hey, sweet, I made an appointment for you. I know that one of the things, though, that can be a factor, as far as the health insurance, not having health insurance, that can be an issue, But even if it is, though, I think that whatever that doctor's appointment is worth, your body is worth it. It really is. Your body is worth it. Your life is worth it. So invest it in yourself. Invest. Aren't you worth that $150 or $200 or whatever it is? Are you worth it? Yes, you are. Yes, that's it. Yes, you are. So, hey, do right by yourself, okay? But anyway, if y'all enjoyed this, again, if you don't mind, channel, uh, and while you're there, like and share. Please leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you appreciate what we're doing here, right? So, again, we hope that we've encouraged you in some way to be a better student about your body as God would have us to be. So next week, we're going to be talking about mental health, right? I think that's something very important. And hopefully, we can have a guest on to help us address that topic as well. So, talked about heart health, talked about cancer, we talked about diabetes, and again, next week we're going to talk about, on our next show, we're going to talk about mental health. So, hey, listen, that's all we have. Hey, until next time, love you guys. That'd be good.